downtown Memphis is twinkling tonight. The nighttime skyline of Memphis is as bright as it has ever been.
But in just a few minutes, that skyline will change forever. Thousands of Mid-Southerners have gathered at the river's edge tonight to celebrate, because tonight's the night Old Man River gets lit.
And there you see the brilliant skyline of Memphis this evening, just moments before the bridge is going to be lit. Good evening, I'm Mason Granger along with Nancy Hart, and we're in downtown to let you have an up-close look at the lighting of the Hernando de Soto Bridge this evening through our camera lens. And just very quickly here, if you did turn in to see a special about the hijacking of that plane in Pakistan, or in fact the cocaine special from NBC News, all of that will be coming up later at some point, and of course the 10 o'clock news will cover that hijacking for you in total a little bit later on. But first, the bridge lighting.
You've been hearing the music of the Memphis Symphony. There's lots more to hear and see. In the next hour, our special presentation, the Bridge of Lights.
You will see the lighting of the Hernando de Soto Bridge live right here on TV5 in just a few moments. We'll show you how the lights were actually put on the Hernando de Soto Bridge and how this spectacular evening was put together by hundreds of Memphis volunteers.
Also, we'll talk with the organizers of the Bridge of Lights Festival, and you'll see some fabulous fireworks.
And we will have an unusual and entertaining tribute to the Hernando de Soto Bridge this evening. All of that is ahead this hour on TV5. We hope you'll join us.
Live from Mud Island in downtown Memphis, the Bridge of Lights Festival with Mason Granger and Nancy Hart.
Back here on Mud Island with the Memphis Symphony playing in the background, anticipating the lighting of the Hernando de Soto Bridge in just a few moments. And there is, of course, no doubt that the Hernando de Soto Bridge is really one of the most memorable landmarks in the entire Mid-South.
That's right, and it's our cameras that are scattered around the riverfront and Riverside Drive can show you. Thousands of people wanted to share the moment when this bridge turns into a nighttime beacon.
4 separate stages are set up along Riverside Drive this evening for entertainment. Dozens of boats are in a brilliant water parade this evening, and people who spent $100 a piece are here for a gala this evening on Mud Island. It's all to celebrate the lighting of the Hernando de Soto Bridge, and others who came down to enjoy the free entertainment on 4 stages as Old Man River gets lit. It's really a festival for everybody in the Mid-South.
That's right. The festival began at 5 this afternoon, and Janet Morris is going to show you what's been going on. When Donald Duck Dunn and the Coolers cranked up at 5 this evening, there were just a few early birds out, like Helen Johnson and family with their parasol. I notice you've got an umbrella.
Yes, that's if it wants the sun to come out, okay, and then if it rains, but it's not going to.
That's the spirit. People got something to eat, the mounted park patrol pranced by, twirlers twirled, and pessimists sometimes ducked for cover. Folks look for a good vantage point. The air parade, coordinated by Federal Express Corporation, was a heart-stopper.
This guy's unbelievable. I don't know how he does it. I think I'd get sick.
You ever seen anything like this before?
Well, I've seen it before, but it amazes me every time I see it, you know, to think these guys could go ahead and do this kind of stuff.
And we all got buzzed by a 727 straight from the hub on its way out of town. Hope there's nothing breakable in those packages. This Festival of Lights starts with something as small as this. But for the real viewpoint, you've got to get back a little. Those showboats look like a good place to be tonight. Or on the Wolf River bank at Jeff Davis. That was a good place to see the boat parade. Best lit boat gets $900. And on the island, I guess the $100 a ticket crowd had a good time too. No doubt about it. Janet Morris, Action News 5.
And I think there is no doubt that everybody is having a wonderful time. This is the Memphis Symphony performing live here on Mud Island, and they are performing in fine, fine fashion this evening. Let's listen for a moment.
lighting of the Hernando de Soto Bridge has come directly from the community with private donations. All of this, the fundraising, the festival, the lights being put on the bridge itself, has happened in just 6 weeks.
And indeed, Basil Hero is here on the island with us. He's down among the people who are attending the gala here this evening. And he's going to now tell us a little bit about how the lights were actually installed on the bridge to be lit officially this evening. So let's go downstairs to Basil.
Right, Mason. Lighting this bridge is not like lighting a Christmas tree. It's a complicated job that's taken all summer long. Bridge workers have put in 10-hour days, and they've been working extremely hard. Here's how the bridge lights went up. It has literally been a high-wire act on the Hernando de Soto Bridge this summer. For 7 weeks, workers have crisscrossed the arches to put up the lights and make history.
There's a guy wire on the side, and you just kind of safety belt and walk down them. Like I say, they're 30 inches wide, so
it's not too bad.
Not too bad. I wouldn't want to do it all the time.
Wiring the bridge has been a giant job. End to end, the arches are 6 1/2 football fields long. To light them, 8,000 feet of wire had to be laid down, enough to cover the bridge 4 times.
Lights themselves are a high-pressure sodium starburst light. They give the appearance of actually looking like a star. It'll give an amber look. When the switch goes on that night, it'll take about 1 minute and 20 seconds for them to come to full intensity. They'll first give an appearance of looking type of bluish white and then go to an amber look.
Now, one thing about lighting a bridge, eventually the bulbs burn out, which means that some poor devil is going to have to climb all the way up there and replace them. Now, the good news is that it won't have to happen very often because these lamps last about 3 years.
Well, we've got to drill brackets and face light posts and handrails so they can change the bulbs and the lights.
Day in, day out, have you wondered who's going to turn the bridge lights on? Well, it's not going to be someone back at the power company. It's all going to be controlled here at this power panel by something called a photoelectric eye, right here. When it's dark, the photoelectric eye will turn the bridge lights on, and when it's light out, it will turn the lights off. In all, 200 lights will grace the bridge, and the city says the electricity will not burn out the bank.
About $6,000 a year.
Finally, the bridge lighting may put Memphis in the Guinness Book of World Records. In case you haven't noticed, the Hernando de Soto Bridge forms an M. Lighted, it may be the longest letter in the world spanning the river from Tennessee to Arkansas. Memphis will have a unique touch, its own initial reflected on the mighty Mississippi. And with us now is Kevin Wright. He is the general contractor for the bridge, and he's got a little flashing bow tie here for the occasion. Okay. All right, this must be quite a moment for you. You've put in a lot of work. You've got thousands of people who are going to watch your handiwork finally come to fruition.
Oh yes, yes. I'm glad to be a part of starting something great in Memphis, and also to be a part of Memphis history. Very excited, very excited. I don't know how to put it into words.
We've got all these folks back here with the sparkles. I'm sure that if we pull out a little bit, you can see that everybody's getting really excited about this. This bridge, by the way, is really quite unique, as we saw in the story. It's about the 12th largest steel arch bridge in North America.
That's what I understand it is.
Right. And for the trivia buffs, if you want to know what the longest suspension bridge in the world is, it's the Verrazano, and then there is the Golden Gate, which I understand they're thinking about lighting that too.
That's true, that's true. I hope to climb that bridge too. I can't wait.
All right. Now, in case you don't know, Kevin actually climbed to the top of the Hernando de Soto Bridge. Tell us about that a little bit.
Well, I'm glad I did it. I don't ever want to do it again. That's all I can say.
Kevin, thanks a lot. Nancy Mason, back to you.
Hazel, let me ask you a quick question. Okay. It is true that actually the mayor is ceremoniously going to push a button that will light the bridge, but actually one of Kevin's employees is going to be the one who's going to do it.
That is correct, Mason. It is a ceremonial switch. Kevin here is going to have a walkie-talkie. He's going to be standing right next to the mayor, and he's going to be in contact with one of his workers who is going to be about, a couple of hundred yards away from here, and he is actually going to flip the switch on. Everybody down here is just cheering, and they're just waiting for it. So we're all excited. Okay, thanks Dave Brown for the beautiful weather.
Well, we
great party.
Absolutely.
Not only because this event has come off, but we don't have to sit in the rain. We do appreciate what Dave has done. About, I would say, 10 minutes or so to the actual lighting of the bridge, which you will see live. In the meantime, let me tell you how absolutely gorgeous you look this evening.
Oh, Mason, you too. Let me thank the folks at 23 Idlewild who furnished this dress. They decided if the bridge was going to be lighted, I should be kind of flashy myself, and it really is fun.
You look spectacular.
Thank you, Mason.
Spectacular.
Thank you. Well, you'll have front row seats to watch those lights come on the bridge, and you'll meet the folks who spearheaded this effort. Plus, you'll have the chance to see the largest fireworks display ever in the Mid-South as the Bridge of Lights continues.
May I have your attention, please? Friends, we are just moments away from throwing the switch.
There, the Memphis skyline just moments before the Hernando de Soto Bridge will be lit, and the background music of Chariots of Fire being played by the Memphis Symphony Orchestra with Maestro Alan Balter. It is indeed a very, very impressive evening down here on the riverfront in Memphis, Tennessee, and I must tell you, it's a real thrill to be part of all of this evening down here. The only fitting thing that you might say about the lighting of a bridge is that a ceremony like this ought to be highlighted by even more lights. So indeed, this evening, we are going to see one of the most spectacular fireworks displays ever in the United States, and certainly ever in the Mid-South, as those fireworks go off as the lights on the bridge reach their maximum brilliance.
That's right, it's said to be the biggest fireworks display ever produced in this area, and Jackie Nadell is going to tell us how this extravaganza came to be.
The Illinois Fireworks Company, which has put on Cotton Carnival fireworks here in the past, was doing what it's done best for more than 30 years, preparing for a show of color, sound, and excitement. This afternoon, company folks were digging some of the holes which will be used to hold the fireworks next to the newly lit bridge, just 2/10 of a mile away. The large holes with the cement reinforcements are used for individual fireworks, the smaller ones for the finale's chain reaction. Charlie Capello says this stuff is complicated.
Everything has got to be set up just proper so that the shells will break over the proper area for safety reasons, of course, and the way they want it. They want it fired out over the river.
And Capello says this is one of the bigger shows he's planned.
Well, we're talking about 25 to 35 minutes, and we're looking at possibly upwards of 1,000 shells. There's quite a bit here.
This show on the Memphis side is sponsored by Coca-Cola. Austin Edlin says the company is excited.
We think it's a great thing for the city of Memphis, and we're just proud to do it.
And after this first colorful display, guess what? Another will be set off on the Arkansas side of the bridge, courtesy of Arkansas sponsors of the Bridge of Lights Festival. What you're seeing now happened 2 months ago in St. Louis. The Sunrise Company, based out of that city, put on that display and will do the honors here. Looks like it's going to be quite a show. Jackie Nadell, Action News 5.
It indeed is, and you'll be seeing a lot of it right here live on TV5 in just a few moments. The Memphis Symphony is now playing the Olympic song as we get ready for the opening, not the opening ceremonies, that would be the Olympics. We get ready for the lighting ceremonies at the Hernando de Soto Bridge. The symphony has been playing for an hour now, and they have played absolutely spectacularly as this whole evening has been. We are going to go now downtown, or rather down to the level below, as we get ready to light the Hernando de Soto Bridge. Mayor Hackett is beginning his speech this evening.
From Homley Park, Wagner Street, Jefferson Davis Park, and here on Mud Island to tonight's festivities. It is my pleasure to introduce Reverend Doug Bailey from Calvary Episcopal Church, as I ask him to bestow God's blessing on this occasion and on our city, Memphis, Tennessee.
Let us pray. Most holy and blessed Lord God, true light of the world, and the guiding light of this and every city, let there be light, O God, as we seek your blessing on this Bridge of Lights, that it might be a symbol that Memphis is a place of good abode. Let there be light, O God, to dispel the darkness for the multitudes in our cities who are homeless and hopeless. Let there be light, O God, for those in our cities who are hungry in body and hurting in spirit. Let there be light, O God, that the cities of mankind might reveal the true nature of the city of God. Let there be light, O God, that in your light we may see light, and in your straight path may we not stumble. In the name of Holy Father, Holy Son, and Holy Spirit. Amen.
I'll now want to call up some very special people to me and to the city of Memphis. They took on a task that many would have refused, and that was to raise over $370,000 to pay for the lighting of the Hernando de Soto Bridge. Not only to pay for the lighting, but to plan and to organize tonight's entire festival. Please welcome and join with me in thanking my good friends, an awful good group of citizens, Henry Turley and Pat Kerr-Tigert.
Mayor Hackett, working with you and especially with Pat Tigert and this incomparable group of volunteers and professionals has really changed my way of looking things, and to an extent it's changed my vocabulary. I realize that in Memphis, impossible and possible are synonyms, and no means hurry up and get the job done. Thanks for the challenge. Pat Tigert.
Oh, you're okay. Thanks. Mayor, citizens of Memphis, it is with deep pleasure and gratitude and with a very blessed feeling that Henry and I feel that we are representing tonight the citizens of Memphis. For the first time, the citizens of Memphis have collectively gotten together to support a wonderful cause from so many walks of life, and for that we are very grateful. We look forward to presenting tonight a very, very special gift to the city of Memphis and to all of the visitors that cross our bridge into our great state. And it is with excitement that Henry and I now are able, because of you and the generous giving of the Friends of City of Memphis and of the citizens of Memphis, to present a check for $373,000, and we have paid for the bridge. Let's throw the switch.
It's a pleasure for me to accept this check on behalf of the citizens of this community. But it's a greater honor to accept your love, your commitment to the city that we all live in. Thank you very much, Pat and Henry. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm honored indeed to represent you tonight in lighting the Hernando de Soto Bridge. I'm asking my wife Kathy, our son Jason, and our daughter Mary Shea to join with Pat, Henry, and myself in sending an everlasting symbol of our city's emergence as one of our nation's truly great cities in America.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early
She's singing.
what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming. And the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still
It kind of gets you right there. That is a fabulous, fabulous shot of the Memphis, Arkansas Bridge, and not the Memphis, Arkansas Bridge, but the Hernando de Soto Bridge, lit up this evening. It is absolutely spectacular.
Old Man River is lit.
Indeed.
This whole festival has been planned so intricately. I don't know if you noticed it at home, but the fireworks began on the line, and the rockets' red glare and the national anthem. They didn't leave anything out, and they've planned this whole festival in just 6 weeks. It is really, really something, Mason.
Remarkable. And when we come back, as a matter of fact, we're going to take a look at how all of this was put together to reach this particular moment here this evening in downtown Memphis. We'll be back in a moment. Back at the Bridge of Lights Festival in downtown Memphis, and it has been a long time since any city has seen this kind of celebration, this kind of fireworks, and the really magnificence of this entire evening. And we might add right here that Sandy Patty was the lady who sang the Star-Spangled Banner this evening, the same lady who sang that song at the Statue of Liberty celebration. And one thing you look at as you see the riverfront this evening, and you notice, is how it seems the festival planners really overlooked nothing this evening. Air shows, boat parades, twinkly lights on every part of downtown Memphis. It's incredible.
They even had twinkly lights on the monorail on the way over here. And what makes it even more impressive, like I said, this whole thing was put together in 6 weeks. And Jackie Nadell tells us how it was done.
Everyone involved in this project agrees that the idea of lighting the bridge has been around ever since it was built. in 1973. Shortly after the bridge was completed, then Mayor Wyeth Chandler wanted to see it lit in blue lights, but the Federal Aviation Administration discouraged his idea. The problem, blue lights are also used on airport taxiways, and the FAA was afraid that planes might land on the bridge instead of at the nearby DeWitt Spain Airport, which is north of the bridge. So the idea of lighting the bridge stayed just a thought for years. Enter Memphian and fashion designer Pat Tigret. She'd always felt lights belonged on the bridge, particularly since she has such a wonderful view from her home downtown. She says she talked it up to anyone who would listen and could help. Finally, the talk paid off earlier this year when Mayor Dick Hackett and the City Council came through with a city loan for $373,000. Why?
I guess because every time I would see Mayor Hackett, I'd say, don't call me unless you have your money in. Just don't call, don't, you know, and finally, you know, he called that day and he said, I said, I don't have anything to say to you unless you tell me you're ready to light the bridge. And he said, I'm really telling you, you know, I'm asking, you know, would you chair it? And I said, when do you want to do it?
Mrs. Tigret became the driving force, not only in organizing the project, but in raising the money to repay the city. She formed a group of 10 women called the Light Brigade to sell lights. Each light on the bridge cost $1,000. The 200 lights mean $200,000 alone. 4 companies donated $25,000 apiece. Holiday Corporation, The Commercial Appeal, Malone & Hyde, and Federal Express. Nancy Neal with FedEx says the money was a small price to pay for enhancing the city and improving its image.
Certainly with the major drive that has been going on in the community regarding tourism, I feel that this will be in particular one of those aspects that will certainly help that campaign along, and that the city will reap the benefits of that, and Federal Express can take a lot of pride in that.
Ms. Neal says FedEx was the main coordinator of the air show, including a B-52 bomber. To help Mrs. Tigret in overall planning, there's Charlotte Neal, a close friend who has worked tirelessly. Mrs. Neal and Mrs. Tigret have been working out of the Tigret penthouse downtown, and Mrs. Neal also has worked with City Beautiful staffers.
This black hole is going to be no more. We're going to have this bright, beautiful bridge.
To pull this project together has required enormous energy.
I would say there's been about a dozen of us in and out of this office every day at some point, giving some time. But also there's some working out of their homes out of the east, you know, picking up tickets and posters and T-shirts. And then Pat has been having quite a few meetings up at her place, up at Wagner Place, where we're looking down on the river and looking at that bridge, keeping us motivated.
And what motivated Marilyn Brown of City Beautiful and her staff to sit up most of one night to roll 1,600 posters, which will be sold to pay for the lights.
Just glad to be able to work on this project. It's really a neat project.
For Henry Turley, a downtown developer who is co-chairman of the Bridge Lights Festival, the job was to find a consultant to work with the local Kevin Wright Electric Company in lighting the bridge.
We began to search the country to see who had done bridges and who knew lighting technology, who could do something special for this very special shape we have out there. And Tony put together some specs, plans, and whatnot, and sent them out all over the country. I'm going to say he made between 10 and 15 solicitations for proposals.
The Garfield Electric Company emerged as the best qualified. Based in Cincinnati, the firm lit the John Roebling Suspension Bridge in that city 2 years ago, its first such project. But it hasn't been only money and sweat and tears that have made the bridge lighting possible. Mrs. Tigret says something else happened, the rededication and lighting of the Statue of Liberty in July.
I think that it possibly has a very good patriotic spin-off from the excitement about the Statue of Liberty. And Memphis really needs something wonderful to pull together and on. And I think that this is the catalyst for just that happening.
Both Mrs. Tigret and Henry Turley agree that when the history of Memphis is written in years to come, this project will be a major story because it has meant something so great for the city. Jackie Nadell, Action News 5.
Oops. And here is something great going on right now in downtown Memphis, the newly lighted Hernando de Soto Bridge with the fireworks going on around it. And we are delighted to have with us the lady who really put all of this together, Pat Kerr-Tigert, the co-chairman of the Bridge of Lights Festival. Congratulations. Really, it has been fabulous.
It's a smile as bright as the bridge at this point, and I'm going to make it even brighter. I have a surprise for you, Pat. We have a telegram that we received today addressed to Ron Clayman, who's the general manager of WMC, and it starts off by saying, I am pleased to extend greetings to all those gathered for the light ceremony of the world's largest illuminated letter, M for Memphis, Mississippi. I understand this 1,800-foot long, 185-foot high letter, which will be an unmistakable landmark of the Memphis skyline, was financed completely by the private sector. My special congratulations go to Pat Kerr-Tigert and to Henry Turley for the outstanding job done in organizing this project. I also commend the 106,000 school children whose contributions have added a special touch of community spirit to the celebration. Now here's your hint, okay? Nancy joins me in sending our best wishes for a memorable evening. All of you have shown that Tennessee truly is the volunteer state. God bless you, Ronald Reagan.
How wonderful. That is really, really nice.
That is nice to achieve that kind of recognition for something going on.
Well, he surely missed a whale of a party.
Yes, he certainly did.
He has, for sure. And we are ready to party.
This obviously is the time to ask you the cliched question, but how really does it feel to come to the end of this long effort for you over the course of this summer?
Well, actually, it hasn't been that long. You know, we haven't been working on it that long, and it has been electric from the moment we started. And it's been great, great fun. Henry Turley, my co-chairman, and I have had a blast doing it, and I really hope that the citizens of Memphis understand how much we have enjoyed representing them in putting together something that will be a gift, a perennial gift for the city of Memphis.
How did you get everybody to work so well together in terms of all the different elements that you had going on here this evening? Because it has been an incredible thing.
Well, the volunteer effort was splendid because people would call me and volunteer their services, which was remarkable. And naturally, anyone that offered anything, I said, yes, please, we need you and we want you. And it became just a collective effort on a lot of people's parts. And for that, we are very grateful. And I must say, you all have really made Henry and I look good, and you deserve the credit.
What is next for Memphis and Pat Kerr-Tigert? How do you top this?
I'm going to go back to work.
Why don't we bring in the mayor of Memphis here? Here's Mayor Hackett, who's joining us this evening. Mayor, come on up here. Congratulations. It has been a terrific, terrific evening. I got to ask you the same question I asked Pat, and that is, it's a cliche, but how do you feel?
I'm real excited about the fact that so many Memphians are feeling good about our own city, and there's no way that a mayor or anyone else can place a dollar value on what this means to the city. We have a lot of things going economically for us, a lot of business and industry coming in and looking at us awful hard, and now we have a spirit and excitement that I can't place a dollar value on. I feel real good about it.
Where did the inception come from in terms of this project? How did it all germinate?
Well, the truth of the matter is, ever since this bridge was built, this has been being talked about. I think everybody, one time or another, thought it would be a good idea. About a year and a half ago, I started going to the state and the federal government to try to get permission. You have to get a little permission to do this over a bridge like this. And during that time, I heard from John Tigert that there was a young lady involved and would be interested in something like this. So when we got permission, I called her, and Henry Turley, and as good citizens that they are, they accepted the challenge. We didn't think it was appropriate, nor would it be as meaningful if the city did it. The government could have written a check for it, but the people of this community wanted to. I'll tell you about that. I forgot you were here. But in all seriousness, it was better, and Pat and Henry and I all agreed that it would be better if the people could give this gift to all the community and our visitors that will be coming into our city by Northwest Airlines, and the visitors will be visiting our city over the next several years.
Very quickly, before we end this interview, before you got here, Nancy pulled a surprise on Pat, and we just ought to tell you that President Reagan did send a telegram this evening congratulating the city of Memphis and Pat Kerr and Henry Turley on this accomplishment.
Well, we're glad to be part of America, and we're certainly pleased that we are now emerging as a vital part of this America, and Memphis is on the move in a lot of ways.
We appreciate both of you coming up and talking with us this evening.
Thank you for the efforts that you have made over the last several weeks. Y'all have helped make this happen. And a special thanks for the people that have allowed me and Pat and Henry to be such a vital part of this community for the last several years, and we're looking for many more.
Congratulations to you both.
We'll let you both look that way instead of that way at the camera so you can watch the bridge.
There are the fireworks as we come to the culmination of this evening down here on the river. The fireworks are going off. As you see, the bridge lit for the first time across the Mississippi. We'll be back with more right after this. Thanks so much, Dick. Back in downtown Memphis on the riverfront at the lighting of the Hernando de Soto Bridge, and we have come to the culmination, the climax here of the fireworks display, and doesn't that bridge look absolutely stunning as it goes across a mighty Mississippi? It is wonderful.
Oh, Mason, what a thrill. I know that everybody who's here will never forget that they were here tonight.
Exactly.
Of course, the lighting of the bridge was a city project, but there's no doubt that everyone in the Mid-South is going to be affected by what's going on with this project. And County Mayor Bill Morris is here with us to just talk to us about what it means to you.
Well, of course, you know, we talk about the window of Memphis and Shelby County, and what we're trying to do is create an environment. We have just lit the window for our community, the area where people will come to see our city, and I think it's a very exciting night for all of us.
It does mean something in terms of not only the spirit for Memphis, but what it means outside of the city too, in terms of what we say to the rest of the United States, doesn't it?
Without question, what we're seeing here, Mason, tonight is a part of the new spirit of Memphis and all the people of our community. I've been moving with the crowd throughout the evening, and they feel and they sense this whole new spirit about Memphis, lighting on this bridge, and the fact that we're here together tonight. Pat Taggart has done this community a great service, giving her leadership, bringing us together. And of course, that's what we've been talking about when we talk to prospective industry about the new spirit of Memphis. It's really, truly alive in our city. It's going to make a great deal of difference in the quality of life and the growth of our community in the years to come.
As Mayor Hackett mentioned when he was here a few moments ago, it is an important element in what is going on in terms of this country that this was done by private sources, isn't it, as opposed to government stepping in and doing it for us?
Well, more and more, Mason. You know, the theme in America today is that we must have the public-private partnerships. We're doing that in Memphis, and I think we're setting the stage for the rest of the cities of America to see that we cannot depend on government to do everything for us. This is a good example of that. When they presented that $373,000 check, that was the best example I can think of showing that citizens can do it and they will do it if they're asked to do it.
Well, that may be the very largest M in the entire world.
Hey, I have to tell you this, and all of you, I appreciate Mayor Hackett doing that for me. My name is Morris.
I knew he was going to say that.
And I have to tell you, that is an awful nice gesture on his part.
Mayor Hackett shaking his head over there. I don't think that's what he meant at all, Mayor Morris, but we'll get back to that later. We're happy that you came up and talked with us this evening. Thank you very much.
Mayor Hackett. He really has given great leadership here. He and Pat Taggart, the city of Memphis. We're doing great things in this community because we're doing it together.
Thank you very much, Bill.
Thank you.
And in a moment, we'll have a musical tribute to the Hernando de Soto Bridge you will not want to miss, so don't go away. Downtown Memphis, here on the first evening that the Hernando de Soto Bridge has been lit in its history.
For those of you who are not here tonight, we've tried to give you, during this hour, a feeling of what's really been going on down here with this festival, and it's just been wonderful.
And to make it even more real, Jane Siegel is standing by on a couple of levels below here with some folks who have been watching the lighting of the bridge to get their reactions to what's happened during the past 45 minutes down here in downtown Memphis. Jane?
Joining me now are a few party goers who are really enjoying all the pageantry. And I'm going to ask each of them a question or two. Mr. Bob Hicks first. What was your reaction when you first saw the bridge being lit?
It was just fantastic. It just runs up and down your spine. It was just all of a sudden it was total darkness and then just beautiful lit. It's just something Memphis and all Memphis should be proud of.
Mary Buckhead.
Yes.
What do you think this new look of the bridge will do for downtown Memphis?
Oh, I just think that the people coming in from various places will see the bridge lighted up and come into a great place. Just a great place.
Thank you. Now I have Charlene Jones. Were you impressed?
Very much so. I'm a native Memphis, and it's just so wonderful to see Memphis really behind such a project. It's just magnificent.
Okay. Now, Memphis is an aesthetically beautiful place anyway. I suppose this bridge is just going to add to it.
Oh, there's no doubt about it. It just symbolizes what Memphis is all about, a strong community behind the local government and a wonderful place.
Okay. Thank you very much, each of you. All right, back to you, Mason and Brenda. Mason and Nancy, sorry.
That's okay, Jane. What did you think about it, by the way?
It was fantastic. I mean, it was just awesome is the only word I can think of that really fits.
That's a pretty good word, Jane.
Awesome.
We're glad that you're down here with us. You know, for more than 6 years when the Hernando de Soto Bridge was built, people watched it in various stages of its completion, and it came virtually out of the water, really, in 6 years and was opened in 1973.
That's right. So
go ahead.
No, all right. Well, we've gone to our news files and we've pulled out some pictures of what it was like watching that bridge being built, and we put together a story that's pretty unusual using the music from the years the bridge was being built.
Imagine me and you, I do. I think about you day and night. It's only right.
He roller coaster, he got early warning. He got muddy water, he want mojo filter. He said 1 and 1 and 1 is 3. Got to be good looking 'cause he's so hard to see. Come together right now over me. Someday together.
The long and winding road that leads to your door will never disappear. I've seen that road before. I can't live if living is without you. I can't live, I can't give anymore. I'm on the top of the world, looking down on creation, and the only explanation I can find is a love that I found ever since you've been around. Your love's put me at the top of the world.
The Hernando de Soto Bridge lit up for the first time since it was completed in 1973, and if you find a prettier picture in the Mid-South this evening, I don't think you really can.
It's a pretty night, it's a terrific party, it's excited people, it's a change in history of this part of the world, because when people come here now, they have a totally different feeling when they cross that bridge at night coming into the city.
Absolutely, there's no way that there is not going to be any kind of the same, or there's just no way there's going to be the same kind of feeling about Memphis and the riverfront ever again. And I think probably the biggest thrill for a lot of people was if they were on the bridge this evening and happened to be driving over as that entire event occurred, because it was absolutely spectacular from this side, and I know it probably was from on the bridge as well. We have been really delighted to have been part of this entire community effort, and been able to bring you this evening live here on TV5. We very much appreciate all of you joining us, and at some point in the next couple of days, you ought to come down and take a look at this.
That's absolutely right. It is really worth coming down to see. It is just great for Memphis. I'm just thrilled.
For Nancy Nancy, I am Mason Granger. Thank you so much for joining us this evening on this Bridge of Lights Festival presentation. We'll be back with the newscast in a few moments. For now, let's take a look at the people who put all of this together for us this evening. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Let me go away from the mean balls. Show me that stream called the River Jordan. That's the old stream.
Tonight's coverage of the Bridge of Lights Festival has been brought to you in part by Eastwood Hospital, Memphis's Get Well address. By Southern Business Machines, your authorized IBM dealer. By Singleton Mortgage Company, Memphis's oldest mortgage banker. By Big Star Supermarkets. Big Star has the values without the extra miles. And by Foster Auto World for Pontiac, GMC, Mazda, Jeep, Renault, Peugeot, and now Hyundai.
He just keeps rolling. He keeps on rolling. Not soon forgotten, but old man River, he just keeps rolling along. You and me, with sweat and strain.
Some remote facilities provided by Zeta Video Studios.
Racked with pain. Who did more? Lift that pain!